Welcome back. Welcome back to the end game, you guys. 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 So, what has my coach and their pastor for life, their pastor for good, for no good? Well, it sounds better if you say their pastor for good, but he's constantly up to no good. But at least it sounds better though, yes? If I say he's their permanent pastor, doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound better? Isn't that what my coach Tim is all about? Saying the things that sound better, yes? Or trying to portray things that look better? What has he been up to? Not much of anything? Is he still on that epic marathon of a journey? Yes, he calls it an amazing journey. And I do understand in the most recent trailer, which is supposedly real time, that mobile home with the shed siding is still not painted. Yes. Has he even finished putting up the shed siding completely on the back side of the house? Has he finished caulking it? Will it ever be painted? Will it be painted at all this season of the IAG farm? At all? Will it be painted at all? Well, today I'm going to provide my reaction to the most recent trailer where Tim talks about, well, first of all, he's going to give you guys a lesson in content creation. Yes. For those of you guys that are interested in doing content, creating content for a living, creating content for your life, for your primary source of income. For those of you guys that are interested in creating content, Tim is going to give you guys a lesson from the master. Yes. We remember when he talked about the crumbs falling off the master's table. And certainly he was not talking about the master as in God or as in Jesus. Yes. When he was talking about the master, he was referring to himself. Yes. But I guess he's going to give you guys a tutorial. Tim's going to teach you guys a tutorial about nonsense. Yes. From his perspective. But he says the numbers don't lie. Now, of course, we know that women lie. We certainly know that men lie, and especially certain men. Especially certain men. We know certain men lie a lot. Their livelihood is based upon lies and deception and misleading folks, bilking folks, solicitation, donations, falsehoods, yes? But he says the numbers don't lie, yes? Now, it is true that the numbers do not lie. However, people do lie about their numbers, yes? And we know people lie about their numbers all of the time. Yes. And so the fact that the numbers don't lie, we would have to actually see the numbers, Tim. Unfortunately, at this point in your epic journey, okay, through this IAG Farm YouTube journey, YouTube content creation, media formulation, social media LLC, Resurrection Ranch LLC. Unfortunately, we have to see the numbers. We can't just hear it because we already know that we have to be discerning. Yes. If only some of your steadiest of supporters were more discerning about what they hear and about what you say, and not taking everything you say as being law, as being truthful. Yes. But he says the numbers do not lie. And so I'm going to give you guys my reaction to that video here. And now early in the video, we see that Megan is in the Raggedy Old excursion. Yes, and all the boys are packed up in the excursion. Okay, all four of the boys are packed up into the Raggedy Old excursion. Yes, and unfortunately, he's trying to draw some type of commentary from the boys. The boys are headed off to their doctor's appointments. Yes. Now, ironically, only 2 of the boys have appointments. But for one reason or another, and we know the reason, we really do know the reason. For one reason or another, Megan has all 4 of the boys packed into the car, yes? And there is Junior and Noah, and they're trying to explain the fact that no, they're the ones that have the appointments. Yes, it's not Titus, it's not Benjamin. They're the ones that have the appointments. Yes. And so, but why is it that every time that Noah fixes himself to speak, fixes himself to try to articulate his thoughts, why is it that Tim is cutting him off? Why? I mean, he said all his boys could read. Yes. Which would imply that all his boys are literate. Yes. And so why is he cutting off little Noah when Noah's trying to express himself? Let the boy practice his expressions. Why are we cutting him off? If you put him on camera, he's not just there visually. He's supposed to be there to tell a story as well. Yes. He's one of the characters in this saga, in this IAG Farms saga. He's one of the characters. He has a story to tell. Why are you cutting him off? Okay, just because you know he has certain deficiencies. Yes, just because he has certain special needs. But he's Tim. Tim is cutting Noah off as you. Oh yeah, he giggles, and then he passes over and he jumps over to Junior, Timothy Jr. Yes, and I guess Timothy Jr. He's the one that actually explains that no, it's only two of us that have appointments. Yes. And so now we know that Megan, she talks about, now when Tim pans over to Megan, she talks about it being warfare. Yes, warfare. Oh my goodness. And we're not sure if she's talking about the warfare of her having to battle all four of those kids on her own. Now, certainly she's accustomed to a certain amount of that when she's at the house, when she's out there at the property. She's accustomed to having to manage those boys and supervise them on her own. Every now and then we know Tim jumps in, especially when it comes to him being the disciplinarian or the principal of the IAG. Yes, we know he jumps in that fashion. Of course, we know he's directing, he's producing, he's directing, and he's shooting the footage for his content creation. But Megan talks about, oh, it's going to be warfare trying to deal with these four boys. Good gracious, yes. Now, Tim Jr., Tim Jr. is chiming in as far as the purpose of their appointment. He says, well, no. We're not going to get our appointment. We're not going to get our shots. Tim Sr. said something about you guys getting your shots. And Junior said, no, we don't get our shots until we are 11. And I'm like, okay, if this isn't Junior taking after his daddy, we know his daddy has a habit of talking about we this. We decided this. We're going to do this. We love this. We love that. We want all of our houses, all of our structures to look like our shed. Ernest. we. Yes. And so now Tim Jr. is talking about, well, we don't have shots until we get to be 11. Now, last I knew, Junior was at least 2 years older than Titus. Yes, which means, he would lag a couple years behind. And then Noah would lag a few years behind that. And then certainly little Benjamin would lag even more years behind that, yes. But there he is. There's Junior taking after his dad, talking about we, yes.
Now, hear that?
Yeah, we're going to the
I guess y'all pay for me to close that door over there, huh? It's wide open. I get it. Y'all head to the doctor's office?
Yeah.
So who all has a doctor's appointment today?
I think me and no.
Mm-hmm. So no and 10. All right, y'all get some shots?
No. We're not going to get shots until we're 11.
Nah, I got you. What's up, man? What's up, man?
Usually when we go to a doctor's appointment, it's me and Benjamin.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. All right, y'all have fun.
Benjamin's not going to get shot until he's 5.
I got you. All right, y'all. All right, Mama. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Ready to have all these your 4 kids tagging along with you?
Get my mind right. Get ready. Yeah, it's like a warfare, spiritual, mental, emotional.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta have everybody with you. Make sure you're good at all times. So I'm ready.
There you go.
Now, also early in the footage, because of course Tim, he's been getting flack about Megan driving around in this excursion for years, ever since she was banished. Ever since she was forbidden from having her own vehicle or even driving a vehicle. Yes, it could be another vehicle that they share. At the very least, it could be a vehicle that is shared. Yes. But Tim, he talks about how they love this excursion. Yes. And he talks about, we love this excursion because it's made out of metal. Forget about the fact that it has 350,000 miles on it. Okay. It's made out of metal. Unlike current cars, newer cars that are made out of plastic. I'm like, okay, come on, coach. Good gracious. Do not display your ignorance. Okay, we see it. The discerning viewers, we see your ignorance enough as it is. Do not display it by articulating the goofiness. Yeah, certainly a brand new truck or a newer truck. It doesn't have to be a brand new truck. It could be a newer truck. And certainly a newer truck would be made out of metal as well. Yes, just like many cars are made out of metal. Yes, so they're not all made out of plastic. Yes, and so then Megan heads off. She heads off to her appointment.
And you got your nice big old diesel truck, safe. You ain't gotta worry about no, your kids being safe in an accident or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a tank. It's made out of metal. It's not that, whatever that plexiglass stuff they make these cars out of nowadays. Plastic, exactly.
Pretty much plastic.
All right, let you get focused.
All right.
I'll see y'all.
Okay.
Close the door in for y'all. Everything made out of metal. The bumpers on these new trucks and cars is made out of straight plastic. Everybody's legs in. All right, see y'all. That's why we love this thing, though, because it's made out of metal. Safe. I love it.
And Tim, he indicates, oh, hey, little Gideon, it's just you and me, Gideon. And there Tim is talking to his best friend, or one of his best friends. We know that his animals are his only friends. Yes. Okay. And considering the apparent neglect of the sheep, of the duck, of the turkey, of the chicken, yes, then Gideon is the only one that gets any sort of attention around that farm. Yes. But Tim says, oh, it's just you and me, Gideon, eh? He waits for a reply from Gideon. And Gideon's like, speak for yourself. Yes, I know I'm going into the cage in short order. Yes, and so really, it would just be you, Tim. It'll just be you, Tim, left to your own devices. And certainly, we know your own devices are going to involve you going into a room somewhere, hopefully into a room somewhere where you can get some privacy and carry on with your master hating. Yes, master hating. Yes. He has the privacy that he desires most. Everybody's cleared out. And so finally he can have some alone time to go about doing his master hating. Yes. He implied that he's a master. We know that he's a hater. We know he's a top-notch premium hater out here in the YouTube world. Yes. Especially as it relates to reaction channels. Certainly he's a hater as it relates to Christians, as it relates to churchgoers. Yes. As it relates to even some of his subscribers. He's a hater, yes? And so now he's left alone to go off to do some master hating. Have at it. Have at it, Coach, yes?
All right, get in. Just me and you now. Just me and you, bud. What's going on, IAG Farm family? Welcome to another IAG episode trailer, sneak peek exclusive, bonus footage, or whatever that video is for that day. And y'all know sometimes I wing it on these videos, but I kind of have a plan for today's video. I got some notes here, and I'm gonna see if I can follow my notes and not get off script. You know how it is with, like they say, with the old Baptist preacher. It's like you got the notes, and then the notes get pushed to the side, yeah. And then you just lean back, and start talking good. But let's see if I can stick to my notes today. And as y'all see, Megan and the boys are headed to the doctor's appointment. And I got started thinking this morning about the YouTube or the creator economy, because there.
All right, but now Tim, once he gets going on his tutorial, Tim talks about the YouTube economy. He's going to share some of his infinite wisdom with you guys about the YouTube economy. And Tim talks about how you can choose to have a career in content creation. Yes? Now, a career in content creation. Now, if that is not a grain of truth, if that is not a nugget of truth, yes? Certainly, Tim has he's spoken several times about finding his calling being content creation in this YouTube world, yes? Okay, he implied that he's the sole wage earner, the sole provider for the family, okay? And we know aside from the donations, his income comes solely from the YouTube, yes? Okay, and so certainly he has decided to dedicate himself to a career of content creation, yes? But now, what about your supposed career in ministry, Tim? What about that career? What about your career in farming? What about a career in farming, Tim? What about that career? What about that mission, that vision? Yes. What about a career in homesteading? I know many viewers, they tuned in early on, they tuned in. Some new viewers, new subscribers, they tune in to see you homestead. What about a career in homesteading? What about Megan's career in homeschooling? Okay, you wrenched her from her career out at the college, and now she's a full-time farmhand slash homeschool teacher. What about her career as a homeschool teacher? What about that? All that stuff is just on the peripheral. Yes. And you're really just focused on a career in content creation. Yes. And so now we know you selected, you by choice you decided to have a career in content creation because it was so easy. It's so easy. Yes. All I have to do is pretend to have a ministry and I can double down. I can pretend to be needy and I can garner donations. Yes. All I have to do is pretend. I can pretend to be a farmer. Okay. And I can have certain tax write-offs, or at least I used to have tax write-offs. Yes. Okay. But so now you've relegated your family to be content creators, for all of them to have a career in content creation. Now, even though the boys are young, even though they're boys, considering the fact that they are child actors as far as this IAG show goes, they are content creators as well. And certainly Megan is a content creator. So now you deemed your entire family would be content creators. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
There was a study done that says that a lot, because there's this new career path that people can take, and you can be actually a content creator as a career. And it's a pretty good career. And it's not an easy thing because there's a small percentage of people that try to get into content creation that actually have success in it, that actually are able to start it and use it as a business, and are actually able to pursue it as a career path. But there was a study done that says that a lot of content creators, even the successful ones, have or are broke. They're not running their content creation as a business, but they're doing it, or some people, because a lot of people are running it as a business, as we talk about all the time. But some people are successful at content creation, but they don't run it like a business, and so they don't pay attention to the numbers.
Now, shortly thereafter, Tim admits that he runs his life. He runs his life like a business. Yes. And when he says he runs it like a business, he's talking about a content creation business. Now, you run your life like a content creation business. Is that something that's reasonable for a spiritual person to say? For a person that is an ex-Christian, for a person that is an ex-pastor, is it reasonable for him to say he runs his life like a business? Okay. Now, we do know, those of us that have been in the business world, we understand that there's no love in the business world. Yes. It's all about profit and loss in the business world. Yes. It's all about competitive advantage. And so if you run your life like a business, that would imply, actually, that might even explain why there's no affection, there's no love being displayed. Okay. There's no love being promoted. There's no love being nurtured around that farm. Yes. No care, no compassion. Yes. We all know that business is cutthroat. Would that explain why Megan is driving around that Raggedy Old excursion years and years after she crashed her minivan? She's not free to leave her farm. Would that explain? Because you're running things like a business, as a cutthroat business. Yes. Now, does this explain why you don't take on projects unless there's a benefit to your family? Now, you talk about in business, you try to, when you're doing content creation, you try to either have a small loss, you try to break even, or you try to be profitable. Yes? Now, would that explain why you moved away from Grandma Lily? Yes? Would that explain that? Because it was no longer profitable for you. Yes? You couldn't have Grandma Lily create the content for you. You edit it and you post it. Yes? Or in some fashion, the family pushed you away. Maybe Grandma Lily pushed you away. Yes? But is that why you don't, you've separated yourself? You've exiled your own mama from your life. Yes, because there's no profit to be made as far as Grandma Lily goes. Yes. Would that explain why you neglected, you ignored the upkeep of your mobile home? Hammer. Yes, you say Emma as in establishing more and more abundance. We say Hammer as in hoarding even more material assets. Is that why you neglected Hammer for years, at least 3 years? Because there was no profit to be made as far as performing upkeep around or performing any type of maintenance in or around Hammer. Yes, is that why? Yes. Now, is that also why the APP, the sheep pen, and of course the pig pen, is that why they go unkept? Because there's no profit to be made. Yes. You've already generated that content. Okay, that content is already run thin. We do know that you're on repeat mode. Yes. We do know that you rehash that content at some point. Yes. But is that why it goes unkept? It's like, well, if I can't create content, I don't want to care for it. If it's not profitable, I don't care about it. Yes. Is that why the boys only get attention when you're filming around the farm? Is that why?
And that's what I want to talk about today is the numbers of running a successful or even just a YouTube channel in general, getting towards that level of being successful, getting into the creator economy and pursuing it as a career path. Because I know a lot of people wonder about like big jobs that we do, like the siding project on our house, like excavation projects, like the even cutting the tree down, which I'm gonna give y'all details today. I'm gonna use cutting the tree down because y'all know we kind of started a wood chip business. We're still in the makings of it because we have just enough wood chips for ourselves right now. And so if we get about double or triple that amount, we're gonna start a business. Like we're gonna start selling wood chips, giving away wood chips, just blessing people in whatever way we can in those ways. And selling wood chips so that we can buy hog feed and all those type of things. But anyway, so I want to kind of break down some numbers from this specific job of the wood chip job, how we obtained our wood chips, which was originally just cutting down a big old tree.
All right, so now a little bit later, Tim talks about how he produced 8 videos. He produced 8 videos from cutting down the tree. Yes. 8 videos. Good gracious. Okay. And he talks about there being a certain profit associated with that. He talks about, I guess, the fact that the tree, cutting down the tree cost $2,500. And I guess he made 8 videos off of it. And I guess when you subtract off the, when you consider the money, the YouTube money, we're talking about YouTube money, yes? The business of YouTube. When you talk about what he profited from the YouTube versus, and you subtract off the $2,500, I guess he still made about, I don't know, $2,000 or $2,100.
And the original price to cut down that big old tree was $2,500. And I kind of want to break it down because in order to spend that $2,500 to get the tree cut down, we either needed to break even, make a profit, or take a small loss. We couldn't take the whole $2,500 hit and take that big loss like that. But because it's a business expense, and that's what it is according to like taxes, according to just anything, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? According to our life, it's a business expense. And so those business expenses have to add up. They have to equal up to either taking a small loss, breaking even, or making a profit. And so let me break this down for y'all.
Now, is this the real reason why you guys were fruitlessly or needlessly clearing out land, clearing out space for the tool shed or the equipment barn that's yet to come? Yes. Is this why? Just for the sake of trying to stretch out those 8 videos? Yes. Okay. Now, will there actually be any true wood chip business, or was this just part of your plan, part of your strategy of creating 8 videos? Is that really what it was all about? Is there really going to be no wood chip business, even though it sounded goofy to us in the first place? Did you really have no intent to create? So you're talking about, oh, we're almost there. If we can double or triple the amount of wood chips that we have, then we'll have a business. And we'll have a business where we give stuff away. No, we'll have a business where we sell stuff. I'm like, which is it? Give stuff away or sell stuff? You don't have to have a business in order to give things away, Tim.
Because I know a lot of people wonder about like our income. They wonder about how we make money. They wonder about how the YouTube business works. And there's a lot of people that's watching this channel. They are desiring to get into the realm of content creation or into the content creator economy. And I encourage you, if you get into it, like, because I started off with just a cell phone, editing on my cell phone. I started with like zero input, zero cost up front. Sometimes people, they buy these big old fancy cameras, and I was literally using a free video editing app called Power Director. That's how I started off. Like, so I was $0 in.
Now, is this why there is no real ministry. Is this why there's no real ministry? Because there's no profit in that, or the profit that you can gain from YouTube far outweighs the profit that you can gain in some type of fictitious ministry. Far outweighs it. You ran the numbers didn't lie. You may lie, and you do lie. Okay, the numbers didn't lie. Like, well, no, there's more money to be made in the YouTube than trying to have some ministry. But by the way, I can double dip. I can convince some of my subscribers, some of my viewers, that there is a ministry. And I can get them to send me those tithes and their offerings. Yes. Now, and then ultimately, is this the reason why there is no IAG Farm? Okay, there's an IAG Farm channel, but there is no IAG Farm because there's no profit to be made in that farm. Yes. Bear in mind, the initial vision, the initial mission was about giving food away. Yes. Okay, millions of dollars of food away. Yes. And we know there's no profit in that. Yes. No monetary profit. And we understand that you admit that you run your life as a business, a for-profit business. You said it, Tim. I mean, it sounds wild for you to admit it, finally admit it to your viewers, yes? I mean, I can't take anymore. I can't take no more. That's it. That's it for my reaction to that recent trailer where Tim talks about the numbers don't lie. The numbers, right? Not him. The numbers are what don't lie, yes? Okay? Please like and subscribe. I want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. I do appreciate it much. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.